Let's say number 1. I'm going to give you the mean to be 80. Okay, this is the mean. The mean, let's say I'm going to just call the X bar. In this case, I'm going to talk about the sample. All right, and I'm going to write it outside because I need to write the percent inside. So the X bar is 80. And I'm going to give you the 2 values right here. This one is, let me see, 76. And the value right here will be 84. And I'm going to give you the area of the middle section, which is 95%. Okay, that's what you guys are given. You guys are given the points on the left and on the right, right? And the mean and the percentage or the area of the middle section. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you, what is the standard deviation, everyone? What is the standard deviation of this distribution? Right. Type in the chat for me. I got Zahid, Brianna, Gabby. Think about it. This is the 95%, everyone. It's the second case. So I got Urios. This is a standard deviation, everyone. I'm asking about the standard deviation. Okay. You already know the number on the left and the number on the right already. So this is the second case, right? That means that it's the 95%, the second case. So that means that you have to move to the left 2 standard deviations. So 1, 2, and you have to move to the right 2 standard deviations. So that means that the distance between the 76 and 80 is 4. But then that distance is 2 standard deviations. So what is the standard deviations now, everyone? Can you answer that question? Now that distance is 2 standard deviations. So what is the S? What is the standard deviations now? This whole thing is 4, right? This whole thing is 4. But that is for 2 standard deviations. So now each standard deviation is what? Is right. And if the distance from 76 to 80 is 4, and this is for 2 standard deviations, right? 1 standard deviation and then 2 standard deviations. Then that means that each standard deviation is what, everyone? Each standard deviation is 2, right? Because you move to the left, right? You move to the left 2 standard deviations. So each standard deviation is 2. And the same thing for the one on the right too, okay? So this distance is also 4. So that means that each standard deviation is 2, okay? Right, make sure that you understand it. Let's move on to the next one. All right, I'm gonna give you the mean to be 60, okay? This is the mean. And then I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna give you this number. Let me see. This is 57, and then this is 63, and I'm gonna give you the area of the middle section, which is, let me see, which is 99.7%, okay? All right, so can you guys tell me what is the standard deviation of this case? What is the standard deviation in this case? It's the 99.7 is case 3, okay, this one. That means that you have to go to the left 3 standard deviations, and you have to go to the right 3 standard deviations. All right, so if you go to the left 3 standard deviations, right, this is 1s, 2s, 3s, and the distance here is what? 60 minus 57 is 3, right? Or you move to the right 3 standard deviations, and this distance is 3. 1s, 2s, 3s. All right, so now can you tell me the accurate answer? What's the answer now? Can you guys tell? I got some correct answer already. So what is just 1s? What is 1s? The distance 3 is for 3s, right? I got Evelyn. How about other people? The distance from 60 to 57 is for 3 standard deviations. But now we just want 1 standard deviation. So what is 1 standard deviation equal to? What is 3 divided by 3, everyone? 3 divided by 3 is 1, right? You can see if the distance, the whole thing, is 3, and it's about 3 standard deviations, then 3 divided by 3 is 1. Is that right? Then each standard deviation is just 1, okay? All right, I know that it's not easy at first, right? But eventually you will figure it out, right? Let's see. Let's try another one. Case 3. I'm going to give you the mean to be 90, okay? The mean. And I'm going to give you, how about this one is a 68%, okay? 68%. And then I'm going to give you 85 over here, and then 95 on the right. All right, what is S here, everyone? What is the standard deviation? The first case, right? I got Montserrat as well, but it's good that you guys tried. So this is the first case, everyone. That means that you go from the mean to the left 1 standard deviation and go to the right 1 standard deviation, right? So that means that this is the whole thing here. It's just 1 standard deviation. And then the whole thing here, it's just 1 standard deviation. So that means that the distance here is 5 and then 5. So that means that 1 standard deviation is 5, okay? All right, so it depends on the area that you guys are given. So you know that you go from the mean to the left or to the right. How many standard deviations, okay? All right, let's try another case just to make sure that you guys get it completely. Maybe not right away, but you have to review it. The 4th case, and they are not in order, okay? I'm going to give you the mean of 60. All right, and now I'm going to give you this. Let me see. I'm going to give you this one. It's the 99.9%. Okay, and then this value right here, let me see, is 52, and then this value right here will be 68. Okay, so 99.9% of the data are within 52 and 68. What is the standard deviation, everyone? Go ahead and try it first for me. What case is this? Look at your notes earlier and check to see how many standard deviations you have to go to the left and how many you have to go to the right. I got Uriel, Kiara, Zahid, Alex. Here I'm asking just 1 standard deviation, everyone. 1 standard deviation. Montserrat, Angela, Leith. This is the case that you have to go within 4 standard deviations, right? 4 standard deviations, okay? Right, Luis? So that means that you start from the mean, you go to the left 4 standard deviations of the mean, okay? If you're given 99.9%, you have to go to the left 4 standard deviations. So 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. And you have to go to the left 4 standard deviations. And the distance here is 60 minus 52 is 8. Is that right? 8. But that distance is for 4 standard deviations. So that means that 8 divided by 4 is what? I got Ricardo's also. The answer is what? 2, right? 8 divided by 4 standard deviations, which is 2, okay? So each of the standard deviation here is 2, right? Okay. And then you can do the same thing with the right. You move to the right 4 standard deviations, and this distance here is also 8. And the whole thing is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 standard deviations, okay? And make sure that you understand this. Do you want to try another example, or you guys got it? Another example, or all right, let's try another example. Make sure that you guys get it. Number 5. This might be the repeated example, repeated case. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you the mean to be 80. Okay. The mean sometimes can be the X bar, or it can also be the mean mu. Okay. But either case, you still use the same empirical rule. All right. So now if I give you the 95%, okay, 95% in the middle, okay, and I'm gonna give you this value right here to be 72, and then I'm gonna give you this value right here to be 88. All right, can you guys tell me what is the standard deviation? I'm gonna give you 1 minute to try it. 1 minute. Look at your notes, see what case you are in right now. You have to go to the left, how many standard deviations, and go to the right, how many? I got Vanessa's, Zahid, Evelyn's. Keep trying. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. How about other people? So in this case, you have to go to the left. How many standard deviations, everyone? It's a second case. So that means that you have to go to the left 2 standard deviations. Is that right? It's the second case. Okay. So you have to go to the left 1 and then 2 standard deviations. And the distance between the 72 and 80 is 8, right? So to get just 1s, you take 8 divided by 2 standard deviations, which is 4. So the standard deviation is 4. Okay. That's how you do it. And you can use the same thing with the one on the right. This is 1s, 2s, and then the distance here is also 8. And half of the 8 is 4. So the standard deviation is 4. Okay. All right. So do you think this is hard or not really? It's not that hard, right? You just have to practice, and then eventually you will get it. Okay. All right. Since we don't have much time, I think we don't have time for the practice exam. But remember that we're going to work on the practice exam every time we meet now, okay? Because the exam will be in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to be, yeah, I think, let me see. Let me show you the schedule so that you can get ready for it.